Preview: Benavídez and Caleb Plant clash in a defining fight for their careers. There are bouts that define the career of the boxers who participate in them and that, regardless of whether they have a world belt at stake or not, are a turning point. This is the type of bout that former American world champions David "El Bandera Roja" Benavídez and Caleb "Sweet Hands" Plant will face this Saturday at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, United States. Beyond the fact that the winner will become Canelo's next mandatory challenger after John Ryder and that he will establish himself as one of the biggest current boxing names in his country, moving on to new important fights, PPV events and huge purses, the victor will receive a formidable morale boost. After years of tension, insults, exchanges of words and indirect competition, one of the two fighters will leave the ring with his arm raised and, with this, will inflict a damage that could have permanent consequences on the confidence and the state of mind of his rival. On the other hand, it will give us a much clearer answer as to how much of a threat Benavídez really is. That is to say, although some take it for granted that he is an unstoppable beast that could crush any elite boxer, the fact is that we have no proof of this. Up to now, Benavídez has never faced a prime high-level opponent, and his 5 biggest victories have been against Ronald Gavril, Anthony Dirrell, Romer Angulo, Ronald Ellis and a finished David Lemieux. For this reason, although many assume that Plant will end up knocked out in a few rounds, the truth is that, if Benavídez needed 10 and 11 rounds respectively to get rid of Angulo and Ellis, it is by no means guaranteed that he will achieve a stoppage victory against an opponent with much more quality than these two aforementioned boxers and who should fight with much more determination than them. In any case, what has been said above does not mean that there are no doubts regarding Plant, quite the contrary, since part of the things that can be pointed out against Benavídez can also be said about him. In Plant's case, his 5 biggest wins have come against Rogelio Medina, Jose Uzcategui, Vincent Feigenbutz, Caleb Truax and Anthony Dirrell, which is not an exceptional record at all. In addition, Plant has a defeat and in it, although he suffered it against an opponent like Canelo, he did not exactly convince fans and experts, especially after it was published a video in which, during the fight, the American boxer seemed intimidated and began to praise Alvarez. This precedent, added to the fact that in his previous biggest fight he had difficulties and had to work very hard to beat Uzcategui, helps Benavídez to be considered the favorite. In other words, if against a boxer less fearsome and less dangerous than the cruiserweight-sized Benavídez, he failed to impose his mobile boxing effectively during 12 rounds, he may well succumb to the fast combinations of El Bandera Roja, who this time will surely fight with even more aggressiveness and desire to cause damage. That said, Plant has a chance of success if he knows how to take advantage of the fact that Benavídez is too confident in his size, power and chin and makes him pay for it in the correct way. Benavídez often neglects his defense on the attack and charges frontally and leaving his body unprotected, which gives opportunities for a precise and skilled boxer to work. Be that as it may, Plant will need to avoid at all costs to be pinned on the ropes or stop his feet in the middle distance as he did against Canelo. And if he is bold enough to shorten the spaces to try to prevent Benavídez, who has a longer range, from feeling comfortable, he will have to try to be as devastating as possible, avoid being worn down in clinches and make transitions to defensive position with great cunning and fluidity. Some believe that Plant, who this time has the prestigious Stephen Edwards in his corner, will offer a perfect performance in which he could perhaps shock the world, maybe through decisive counterpunches, something to which the boxer seemed to aim, talking about sitting more in his punches. However, the question is precisely that. Plant needs a perfect performance, taking risks and hoping for crucial results, while Benavídez's boxing allows him, even without offering his best version and without risking as much, to have enough margin to be superior. Anyway, the fact is that this is a great fight that will have exciting moments and that, regardless of the result, will open the door for more important fights at super middleweight, either against Canelo or against Morel, Andrade, Charlo, etc. The Benavídez-Plant bout will be the main event of a PBC evening whose support will be discussed in another preview. The main card will be broadcast in the United States by a Showtime PPV from 9 p.m. Eastern Time 6 p.m. Pacific Time on Saturday, 2 a.m. in the United Kingdom. Thanks for watching. More info, news and videos at our website.